Welcome back to the Miami Hurricanes opponent preview series. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It helps my channel out tremendously, and you'll be getting my name out there more when you subscribe. The algorithm detects that, and more people get to watch and subscribe and like the videos that I produce. And if you like the videos I produce and you like the content and want to give a donation, you can do that via PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. I'll have the links of all those in the description, so you can click on any one of those. And if you feel like you want to give a donation, feel free to do so. It's completely up to you. With that being said, in part 7 of the 12-part Miami Hurricanes opponent preview series, we will preview the 2025 Stanford Cardinal, our opponent at Hard Rock Stadium on October 25th. The Stanford Cardinal is heading into this season with cautious optimism, even though they're facing major challenges and changes. After 4 straight seasons of 3-9, the Cardinal aim to improve under new leadership and a refreshed roster. And there's new leadership in Palo Alto. There's an interim head coach there in Frank Reich. He's the interim head coach this year. He's known for his offensive expertise and has over 30 years of experience in professional football, including a stint as a quarterback with the Buffalo Bills and others. And he even went to a Super Bowl. He will concentrate on coaching the team while the program looks for a permanent head coach. The GM at Stanford is a gentleman by the name of Andrew Luck. He's an icon at Stanford and is a former NFL quarterback. He's back at his alma mater as the first ever GM of that program. It's a unique move by Stanford to show their dedication to enhance that program, with Luck managing the daily operation in all aspects of the football team. Hey, you get a guy like Andrew Luck at your practices with the quarterbacks, man, you're getting to learn from a pretty good one. Let's put it that way. Now, their key players and roster changes. Let's talk about that a little bit. Their returning starters they'll have 11 starters back, 5 on offense and 6 on defense. Elijah Brown is going to be the starter this year. He's the sophomore quarterback. He played in 3 games as a true freshman last year, despite being hurt. And I think he's going to do pretty well there. Additions they got in the portal. They addressed weaknesses from a year ago. They include wide receivers Caden High, Jordan Ono Vuge, and C.J. Williams, as well as defensive backs Jordan Washington, who comes over from Dartmouth, as well as Braylon Thompson from Yale, and several offensive linemen. The players you got to watch there are Elijah Brown, a quarterback. If they want to go far offensively, he has to get better, and that's going to be key for him. David Bailey at defensive end. He's the most disruptive player on their defense, and he must be better leading a pass rush. Emmett Mosley Jr. at wide receiver. He may be a top target for Brown. We're going to have to see about that. Micah Ford at running back. They must revive that running game. They just cannot depend on Brown alone in the passing game. The running game has to contribute, and Micah Ford could be that guy for Stanford. Colin Wright, experienced player on the back end, and he's responsible for enhancing that pass defense. And I think you're going to see that defense get a little better as season goes on, as season gets better. When you look at the challenges and their outlook, Stanford has a very tough schedule in his second year in the conference. They come to Hard Rock, of course, October 25th. And they close at home against Notre Dame November 29th. And they go to North Carolina on November the 8th. So you want to look for that. They have a very tough road opener over on the islands August 23rd at Hawaii, and at BYU 2 weeks later on September 6th. So that's not going to be an easy test right off the bat for Frank Reich. Now, Frank Reich is said to be creating a stronger culture within the team, which is very good for them. Hey, you can learn from a guy like that. Frank Reich has done pretty well on the coaching ranks before. He knows how to win. Statistical identity. They must establish a clear football identity, whether by returning to his traditional style or going with a new one under Reich, even though he's there for 1 year. Now, I look at the projections for this team in 2025. Most of them expect a 4-8 or 5-7 record, which will be better than the last 4 years, but still not enough for bowl eligibility. Their FPI is 4.7 to 7.3 according to ESPN. Of course, the national championship odds, come on, they're 100,000 plus 100,000 on their sports book, so don't bet on them going to that kind of level anytime soon. Now let's look at this from a Canes perspective. We cannot take this team lightly, and Mario knows it. Mario, when he was at Oregon, was 2-2 against Stanford. He lost to them in 2021 in overtime, while his Oregon Ducks were number 3 in the country at that time. We need to realize this team is not going to roll over. We need to drop the hammer on these guys and take care of business. We cannot get caught looking ahead to a big showdown in Dallas the following week at SMU. Kane, like I said, Mario knows these guys. Of course, he was there when he was at Oregon, and he's going to remind his players that this team is dangerous, and this team will not roll over. This team will come ready to play. So Canes have to drop the hammer on these guys early. In conclusion to this part, the 2025 season is crucial for Stanford. They face major challenges, and Andrew Luck back and the hiring of Frank Reich just for this season shows a commitment to improvement. And they're going to be judged how competitive the team is in conference play, avoiding blowouts against top teams and the growth of key players. Now, their fans on the West Coast can be cautiously optimistic about the program's future under new leadership. Is it enough, though, for bowl eligibility? They'd have to steal 1 or 2 wins to do that, 1 to 2 wins to do that. But honestly, I'm looking at it from a realistic perspective. I'm going to say the final prediction for the Cardinal is 5-7 in 2025. When we get to part 8 of the opponent preview series, I will preview the SMU Mustangs.